Hello guys, and welcome to your first Hibernate tutorial. So in this tutorial I will show you how can you get your computers up and ready to develop Hibernate application. So we stop the tutorial on Java Server Faces, but we'll still carry on using Java Server Faces technology with Hibernate. If you don't know how to use Java Server Faces, please watch my Java Server Faces tutorials and then you can start watching Hibernate. So what is a Hibernate? Hibernate is a ORM, Object Relational Mapping tool. So it helps us to save Java objects into database without us having to write any queries. So first of all, you need to make sure that your NetBeans is ready to develop Hibernate application. So how you can make sure? So go open your NetBeans, go to Tools, Plugins, go to Install Plugins and search for Hibernate. So I've already got Hibernate installed in my NetBeans. So you see Hibernate already installed. So if you don't have Hibernate already installed in your NetBeans, what you can do is go to Available Plugins and search for Hibernate there. If you don't have it installed, it should be in there. Just check the Hibernate and click on install and it will install the plugins for you. So after you install the plugins in NetBeans, then your NetBeans is ready to develop Hibernate application. Okay, but we need to have a database so Hibernate can interact with the database. So what database we will be using in this tutorial? The database we will be using is phpMyAdmin MySQL. So we'll be using MySQL database, but I'll be using phpMyAdmin to use MySQL database. So because I also develop application in PHP, so already got that one, so pointless me downloading any other console. So if you want to use XAMPP MySQL, so what you can do is I'll show you how you can download it. So first of all, go to Google and type XAMPP and go to the first link, Apache Friend XAMPP, and scroll down and there you have download links for different platforms, for Linux, Windows, Mac. I'm using Windows. So scroll down, there's a download, click on XAMPP and it will download XAMPP for you. After you finish downloading, run the exe, set up the XAMPP on your computer. So I've already got set it up in my C directory. This is the default path where it saves XAMPP. Go to XAMPP folder and then you would have their XAMPP control.exe. So you need to double click on this one. So you run this one. So you should have something like this. This is the XAMPP control panel, and here you click on, so after you download and started XAMPP, so you need to run the server, Apache server first of all, and then you need to run MySQL. So after you start MySQL, the status will be running, so that means MySQL is running. So you can access MySQL database. How you can access it? So go to your web browser, open a tab, just type localhost and then /phpMyAdmin. Press enter and there it looks something like this. Okay, so here you can create databases and tables, everything here, and so we'll be using this database, phpMyAdmin. Okay, so I'll show you how we can create a database. So go to databases and then create new database. I'll name database like user and create. So now we have got database created. Alright. Okay, it's giving me error message because this database already exists. What I'm gonna do is just give me 1 second. I'll just delete this database before I create it again. Okay, so we go to databases, we name the database and I'm a user, create. So I've got database created user. Now we can create new table. It tells us to create a new table, so I'll create a new table called members with number of fields. How many fields do you want in that table? So I just want 2 fields. I'll click go. So there is the field. So first field name will be ID and the second field name will be name. Okay, ID will be type int and it will be auto increment, and name will be type varchar and the size will be 30. Okay, and then what we will do is we'll just click on save. So it will save the table. So when we click on table, there's our table. We don't have any records, so let's just add a dummy record. So after you click on the table members, you click on insert and then you can insert a record. So I'll just select one row, so because I'm going to add one row. So ID is auto increment, so we don't need to give a value in the ID section. In the name, I'll just type my name. Okay, click go, and then again you go to members, and there you go, we have one record with ID of 1 and my name Naveed. Okay dokie, so this is how you create database in PHP and table, and this is how you add a record in a database. So just create this database with me, because we will be using this database in our next tutorials when we will use Hibernate to insert record in database and retrieve. So now you know how you can create a databases. So we go back to our NetBeans. So we've got NetBeans ready. We got exam control. We got MySQL database. We know how to create a database and create table. So now we will create our first Hibernate project. So how to do that? So in NetBeans, go to File, New Project, Java Web Project. Click Next, and Next, and now after we've installed Hibernate plugins, we got Hibernate framework here. So we'll select Java Server Faces and Hibernate. Okay, so just give me 1 second, because I've already got connection set up, so I will delete the connection before I teach you guys how you can get the connection set up. So let me just disconnect and let me delete it. Okay, so to create a project, we go to New Project, Web Application, Next, click on Next, and we select Java Server Faces and Hibernate. But after you select Hibernate, you see you can't press finish, because before you can create a Hibernate project, you need to configure a database connection. So we already created a database user in our PHP console. What we need to do is now we need to connect to that database. So we just click on New Connection, and we get this console, and we type here, first of all we select here MySQL, because this is a MySQL database we're connecting to. Then host, what would be the host? Host would be local host, and name of the database will be user, and the username, and for the username for MySQL PHP is root. Okay, we don't have any password, and we'll just click here, and this is our URL to our database: JDBC driver MySQL localhost and user, name of the database. And then after that we just click OK. Now we are connected to our user database. Okay, now you can click finish, and it will create a Hibernate project for us. Okay, so it has created a project for us. So we got our project here. So let's see what folders have we got in our project. Web application 1. Okay, so it's the same as Java Server Faces project, and in web pages folder we have index.xhtml, our web page, and we have the configuration file web.xml and sunweb.xml. Okay, and in the source package we have one default package, and here we have hibernate.cfg.xml file. So what is this file? This file is a Hibernate configuration file. So here all the settings are stored, that what database we are using, and the password to the database, username to the database, URL, and database connection. So when we open hibernate.cfg, and here you can see we have Hibernate configuration tag, and then we have session factory tag, and in between session factory we have all the property tags. So first property tag is Hibernate dialect, so it tells Hibernate that what queries we'll be using. So here it says org.hibernate.dialect.mysql dialect, so it's telling the Hibernate that we will be using MySQL queries. And here Hibernate connection driver class, so there's the driver connection class, and there we have database URL, and here we have username to our database. Okay, so this is our configuration class. We won't go deep in that now. We will be using this one in later tutorial, so it will make more sense to you. So we've got our first project, and let's run it and see if it's working. It will take a little bit time. I'll just pause my video. Okay, so here we got our application up and running, and so our application is working fine. Now that's it for this tutorial. So we won't be doing anything else in this tutorial. So what we did in this tutorial is we downloaded the Hibernate plugins for NetBeans, and we downloaded XAMPP to use MySQL database. We created a database in XAMPP using a localhost phpMyAdmin in our browser. Okay, so we created a table, we added a record in table, and we created our first Hibernate project. Now, if you guys have any problem downloading these components, please drop me an email at creativeeditors@gmail.com. I will help you to get your computers up and ready to develop Hibernate applications. So in the next tutorial, we will see how we can add a record into our database using Hibernate. So thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and see you in the next tutorial.